Before Hollywood even knew what hip-hop was, before rappers were on MTV, a scrappy low-budget movie was already capturing the culture in its rawest form. But why did the crew have to redo an entire outdoor scene because of a mistake that no one noticed until later? And how did stick-up kids with a real shotgun end up in the movie by mistake? And the film's most famous DJ scene sounds completely different than it did in 1983, and I'll explain why. Oh, and if you thought Wild Style premiered first in New York, you're in for a big surprise. By the end of this video, we'll even settle the rumor about whether this classic is safely sitting in the U.S. Library of Congress. So buckle up. Today we're diving into 20 facts about the first hip-hop film ever made. The low-budget, high-impact 1983 classic Wild Style. The pioneering feature directed by the legendary Charlie Ahearn. Let's get into it. Contrary to the myth that there was no script, Ahearn did have a script and an outline. However, he deliberately let non-actors and hip-hop heads speak in their own words. Dialogue was loosely scripted and frequently improvised, so the scenes felt more real. Now you'll see budget figures quoted at $500,000, but Ahearn has said the working budget was actually around $200,000 to $250,000, pulled together with grants and TV co-productions. Notably, ZDF in Germany, Channel 4 in the UK, and the New York State Council on the Arts. Different sources cite different budgets. What's consistent is the European television backing plus the New York State arts funding. The movie was shot on 16mm for agility in the streets, then blown up to 35mm for the theaters. A big reason for that gritty, grainy texture we've all grown to love. Plenty of scenes were shot on the fly. Real locations, minimal permits. The big amphitheater finale was staged in the Lower East Side, East River area. Ahearn has said that they had sound issues on some of the outdoor material and had to re-record and redo elements to make it work theatrically. Most of the cast played heightened versions of who they really were. Lee Quinones as Zorro, Lady Pink, Fab Five Freddy, Grandmaster Flash, Rocksteady Crew, Cold Crush Brothers, and more. A deliberate blend of narrative and documentary energy. That's why it works so well. Yes, the story is true. The stick-up kids who appear in the film brought a real shotgun and improvised their lines and then dipped out. A perfect snapshot of the film's raw, unpredictable production. Now, the iconic Wild Style logo mural was painted by Zephyr, Revolt, and Sharp in 1983 as part of the film's visuals and promotion. It's been photographed, referenced, and reproduced endlessly ever since. Visionary artist Ramel Z appears in the film, one of his early pop culture sightings captured on camera. Instead of using the original masters, Ahearn and his team re-recorded original break tracks in the studio, with Chris Stein from Blondie involved on the music side and key DJ work by Grand Wizard Theodore. The breakbeats were purpose-built as DJ tools for the film's energy. The legendary Grandmaster Flash scene where he's cutting in the kitchen originally included Take Me to the Mardi Gras by Bob James. On later home video versions, the music cue was changed and removed due to music rights issues, which is why older bootlegs sometimes sound different from the DVD you might own. Those custom Wild Style breakbeats became objects of legend. Decades later, super producer and world-famous DJ Kenny Dope curated and expanded them for proper release, so us DJs and fans alike could finally have those instrumentals outside of the film. Wild Style is widely credited as the first feature film to bring DJing, MCing, b-boying, and graffiti together on screen. Not as background color, but as the story itself. What you see from the Cold Crush Brothers, Fantastic Five, Busy Bee, Rocksteady, and others are authentic performances that the film actually captured, not slick recreations. That's why the crowd energy and the mic work feel so alive. This is really like a fly-on-the-wall view of the culture actually happening. After an initial festival showing in Montreal in November of 1982 and a New York City festival screening in March of '83, Wild Style did something unusual. It played in Tokyo theaters before its US run in November of 1983, as part of a savvy international rollout that treated the cast like stars. European television had already helped fund the film. We have ZDF in Germany and Channel 4 in the UK. But that early TV interest accelerated hip-hop's jump across the Atlantic. The character Zorro isn't just inspired by Lee Quinones. It's Lee's artistic persona fictionalized. Ahearn wrote the film around graffiti royalty so that the art, the yards, and the risk all read authentic. And man, did it work. Many of the pieces you see in the film weren't mock-ups. They're real burners on real New York City walls and courts, building on the wave of the late 70s Lower East Side handball court murals and subway style writing that Lee and his peers were making famous. Patty Astor, who plays the downtown journalist Virginia, co-founded the influential Fun Gallery, one of the first spaces to exhibit graffiti and hip-hop artists in the early 80s, a direct bridge between uptown culture and the downtown art scene. For generations of turntablists, that Grandmaster Flash kitchen scene is a masterclass in the art of DJing. It's been studied, sampled, and reposted endlessly, and its changing audio across editions is only part of its lore. Critics and historians alike regularly cite Wildstyle as the first hip-hop feature and the foundational text for the culture on film. The consensus is clear. This movie set the template for the hip-hop film. And to finally address the rumor, contrary to popular belief, Wildstyle is not preserved in the U.S. Library of Congress. That's just a rumor. Wildstyle didn't just explain hip-hop. Wildstyle was hip-hop. It put the elements, the people, and the energy of early 80s New York City on screen before anyone else did. So drop a like, subscribe, and hit that little bell notification so you get notified when I upload new content. Do everything down here. It really helps our small channels out. Also, go ahead and drop in the comments what your favorite scene from Wildstyle is. And as usual, I don't know if I deserve your support, but I definitely appreciate it. I thank you for watching, and until next video, salute.